So hello everyone, it's Steve Bolito from FuzeHub. I'm here with Dr. Everton H. Henriquez, who's the Director of Manufacturing and Technology Initiatives at FuzeHub, and also with Corey Albrecht, who is the Director of the Advanced Institute for Manufacturing at Mohawk Valley Community College. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Morning,
Hey,
Steve.
so we're going to talk about Manufacturing Day, and let's take it right from the top. And what is Manufacturing Day and why does it matter? Who would like to take a stab at that question?
I can I can begin, Steve. I'll talk a little bit about Manufacturing Day. Manufacturing Day, for me here in the Mohawk Valley, it's a very special day. It's a special event. I should add, it's actually transitioned from Manufacturing Day over to Manufacturing Month now. Over the past couple of years, we've had such an interest in partnerships and school districts and local manufacturers that want to participate in this event. But the official National Manufacturing Day in the US is the first Friday in the month of October every year. And this year it happens to be on October 3rd. And again, like I had mentioned, it's a very special day for us. It's one of my most favorite times of the year. We get to partner with FuzeHub, which we have for many years now. I believe dating back to 2019 was the first event that we had together. So I really appreciate Everton and yourself, Steve, and all and everyone else and the whole team at FuzeHub for what we do together. But really, in my mind, it's putting a spotlight right on the industry, on those Mohawk Valley small to medium-sized manufacturers that we have here that are growing here in the Mohawk Valley that contribute to our economy and really showcasing these companies and creating awareness for the students at the local high schools and at the local higher educational institutions that we have here in the region. So showcasing those companies, creating awareness, and hopefully changing the perception of some of these students along the way.
That's a great thing. I love that it's gone from Manufacturing Day to Manufacturing Month. I think it's cool all year, but that's just me. Everton, anything you'd like to add about Manufacturing Day? What is it? Why does it matter?
Yeah, I'll comment. So the Manufacturing Institute set aside this day, Manufacturing Day, to really recognize manufacturing and what it's contributing to the nation's economy. And also, for me, as a statewide person, because FuseHub is a statewide organization, we look beyond just the regional and say, you know, what does this really mean? For us, it means that we need to bring to the attention of graduating seniors in high school, and other folks that manufacturing is no longer what we were led to believe in, say, the 80s as a dirty job. But manufacturing is, as high tech as you can get it. Sure, there's going to be low tech, but it's necessary to produce things that we use here in America and that we also export. And so we believe that Manufacturing Day is a day where you can get those folks to see and actually witness good things happening in a clean, safe environment today. So we're excited. We've been working with Corey in this for a long time. And as you know, in the Mohawk Valley, there are a lot of industries that vary, from the machine shop to other higher end manufacturing, so it was a good thing to bring students there. And we've had successes in the past bringing students who've actually gotten jobs while they were looking at it. Remember, Corey, we took folks from MVCC up, and a couple of
Absolutely.
welders were hired as a result of that.
Absolutely. Yeah, I also want to add, Everton, I think this is a good point to highlight here too. When you mentioned the dirty jobs and the perception of some of the students, I always recall one of the trips that I made to one of our local school districts, Central Valley Academy, who will be partnering with us on Friday for one of our events. I gave a presentation to them and I asked the students for a very short period of time. I said, close your eyes. Picture a manufacturing facility for a moment. Describe that to me. You don't have to raise your hand. Just kind of yell out, what are you seeing? What are you envisioning in your mind? And I hear things like barbed wire and a fence and a dirty factory and a huge parking lot and weeds and a smokestack. And then I love it, Steve, because I have it prepped. I have everything prepared. So I have some of our modern day manufacturing facilities in the Mohawk Valley ready on a video or ready on a PowerPoint. And I have them open their eyes and I bring them back to reality of what's taking place in the Mohawk Valley right now. And I get the oohs and ahs in the classroom, which is pretty cool because I'm showcasing in the images in the picture some of those high-tech companies that Everton's talking about that we have right here. So
That is fantastic. So Everton, earlier you had alluded to the fact that FuzeHub is the statewide center, and that's within the New York State Manufacturing Extension Partnership, and AIM Corey is the Mohawk Valley Regional Center. So why are these two organizations partnering together for Manufacturing Day? Why not just do your own thing?
A very good question, Steve. We did initially we had some virtual manufacturing day, if you recall that we did those things, and I believe it's important for these students to actually go and see what's happening. It's and for us. The Mohawk Valley is very, very close. I'll be honest with you to where I live. I live, in you'd call it Central New York, near Sharon Springs, the Cobleskill area, and it's not that far from Utica. And there are a number of companies in the Mohawk Valley that represent the gamut. I mean, you do have high tech companies, you have low tech, you have all of that, and Corey and I have bonded over the years in that I like the way he runs his center, and I like the way he's mission focused, and so. I think for me, it was a perfect match. I mean, it's the proximity. We have the student body. We also have the companies. And so it was easy to do. And, we share the same voice in terms of what the mission is and how we really, promote manufacturing. So it became a good deal. And after the first couple, we realized that, hey, we've got a good thing going here. And in addition to that, folks have been asking us to do this. So it's not only the school that's asked us to do it, but the manufacturers say, hey, when are you guys going to do manufacturing day again? And, and the one we did last year where we had all these manufacturers at the Jersey Center at MVCC, they were really happy about it. And they were saying, hey, geez, can we do this? Because all the students came in, saw what they did. They were able to talk to them. And the interesting thing is just the eye opening of folks not knowing that these things are happening here and so close to home. So it's nothing against the rest of the state, but it's just the logistics and the reality of bringing folks together.
Sure. And Corey, would you like to add to that?
yeah, I would just add, Everton said it perfectly there, right? So I certainly agree with everything that he's stating there. In our partnership, success breeds success, right? And we've had many successes dating back to, like I said earlier, 2019 for this initiative that we have with each other. It's taken shape in many different forms, right? So we've had in-person live events at Mohawk Valley Community College. Back in 2019 and last year, 2024. We've had individual site tours like we're going to talk about in a few moments here on Friday, October 3rd. I know Everton, remember during the pandemic, we had the state's first virtual manufacturing day, right?
Yeah,
back in 2021. So that was just a set of skills and resources and tools that I think your center, FuzeHub, really brought to our program here. So it's been successful, Steve, every year that we've had. And it really can't be overstated what Everton mentioned about we go out in the community together, right? And we visit school districts. We visit our friends and colleagues at Mohawk Valley Community College. We visit the small to mid-sized manufacturers in the 6 counties here. And they always ask us, what are you guys doing for Manufacturing Day? We want to be involved in this. Can we host a tour? Are you having the event? Everyone wants to be included. So it makes a lot of sense and our missions align. And we've had a tremendous amount of success and we're going to continue this success for years to come.
Excellent. So another question, we had talked about it's not just Manufacturing Day anymore. There's a Manufacturing Month, and FuzeHub and AIM are going to make the most of that month. You've got 3 events planned. So what are those events? What are they going to be about?
Okay. Yeah, as you mentioned, Steve, we have a number of different things going on. The first one I'll mention is on the Manufacturing Day, this Friday, October 3rd. We're happy to host Central Valley Academy, also known as CVA. It is the largest school district in Herkimer County. They're going to be hosted by Tree, and Tree is Herkimer County's leading technology company, and they're located right in the village of Herkimer at the 420 German Street building. They have about 50 to 55 employees right now. Last week, I attended a very special evening event for Mohawk Valley Edge in the Leading Edge Awards, and Tree and the owners were the recipient of one of the Leading Edge Awards. So this is a innovative, growing organization right in Herkimer County. And again, they have about 50 to 55 employees, and they have a unique set of skills and a unique innovative process down there where it's sublimation printing. So they're taking electronic devices, and many times the cases and the hardware for the electronic devices, and they're printing images on them using sublimation. It's a great technology. I know they're currently working with the Rochester Institute of Technology, and they're implementing vision systems and artificial intelligence and installing robotic arms, and it's a very innovative organization. So we're very happy to have them host our students that are coming from Central Valley Academy. And that's only the start of it. So then in the afternoon, Everton and I and our colleagues are going to Chris Tech Wire, which is in Rome at the Griffiths Industrial Park. They are a wire fabricator, small run specialty coatings and sizes for customized wire for the electronics industry. And we have one of Oneida County's largest school districts, Rome Free Academy, RFA, will be visiting at that time. So we're, again, equally as excited about that. And then fast forward a few days. So now we're getting into next week here on October 9th, because Everton and I had mentioned we're serving here in the Mohawk Valley, the 6-county Mohawk Valley region. We're going to be visiting manufacturers from Fulton, Montgomery, and Schoharie counties. And FMCC, which is one of our SUNY Community College partners, Fulton Montgomery Community College, is hosting an event, outside event. So fingers crossed, we're hoping the weather's going to be nice, but it's going to be outside in their quad. They're going to have as many as 25 manufacturers from those 3 counties there for it's a fair for the students, so it's a career fair. We're going to have high school students there. We're going to have college students there. We're going to have partners in the region, business partners in the community. So it's going to be a great event. And then that following day, October 10th, we're happy that we have our students at Mohawk Valley Community College. They're going to go up to Worthington Steel, which is in Rome. So we have one of our instructors from our STEM departments is going to bring her entire mechatronics class. And these are students that are job ready, right? These are students that are looking for employment opportunities. And Everton referenced earlier, on the site visit, sometimes there's a job offer that's on the table, right? At that time or shortly thereafter. So we're very happy and pleased to have Worthington Industries a part of this event as well. And then finally, at the end of the month, NVCC in our Science and Technology building, in our academic building, which houses our mechatronics program and all the labs and equipment, we're going to be a host for MACNY. So on the 23rd, MACNY has 30 high school students that they're organizing and bringing to our campus for the tour of our labs at NVCC. And the same thing will be done on October 24th as well. So as you can see, we have a number of different events covering all 6 counties in the Mohawk Valley, and our Manufacturing Day 2025 will serve hundreds of students in the Mohawk Valley region.
It's an ambitious schedule.
Yeah, so Steve, I would just like to make a couple of comments on that, because I am very excited about what we're going to do on Friday for, a special reason. And that is, it is great for people to see examples that they can follow and realize that things are within their own reach. So the founders of Case that Corey just talked about, they're local guys, from the Mohawk Valley region, and they went to local high schools. As a matter of fact, if my information is correct, I believe the high schools that they went to have now joined to be part of, of the academy that's going to come to visit, right?
Yes.
And so here are students at this school looking at alums of their high school having gone on to higher education and have started a business, a manufacturing business locally, and have grown it, to where there are 50 plus employees. And so, and so these are local founders, young fellows who have bonded, started this company. And so this is, if there's ever an example you'd like to show to folks of the possibilities, here it is. And Friday morning, we're going to show this possibility. And I have to imagine there's got to be some pride, and in those guys showing that, hey, this is where we started, man. And this is what we've done. And I'm sure the teachers themselves would, should, and even the administration of the school should say, hey, this is what we want to show New York State and America, not only your region, that you can do this. Local folks can start a manufacturing business, make products that are shipped all over the country, stay here locally in their region. And guess what? These are clean, nice jobs. Corey mentioned, using some AI, using some robotics, there's automation that, COE, ASM, and RIT is going to do for these guys, So to me, this is very exciting. And this is what Manufacturing Day is all about.
That's great. So you've got 3 events. We talked about the locations. We talked about the schools that are going to come. And I think we talked about the agenda as well. So I do have one more question, which is, what would you like participants to take away from Manufacturing Day?
For me, Steve, it's very similar to what I opened up with saying, with the perception of the opportunities, right? So there's a lot of hard work and a lot of advancements that have taken place here within the 6 counties and within the entire Mohawk Valley region. And when you go back to high school students, a lot of times, and again, I meet with these students and they don't truly know exactly what is available for them at home here, right? And we want to keep these individuals home. There's a tremendous opportunity. We want to showcase again what modern day manufacturing is, what the higher technology companies are using as far as processes and training and equipment and their innovation that they're implementing there. So again, for me personally, it all goes back to perception, awareness, knowledge, and understanding of the pathways. And most importantly, those are the educational pathways that are available for these students to achieve what they're trying to get to for a professional career. And then finally, I would add that these are livable wages, right? These are not manufacturing jobs where you may have a difficulty, right? Enjoying some of the finer things in life, like a home and a vehicle. And a lot of times we tell students snowmobiles and all the toys that a lot of individuals like to purchase, right? There's a lot of purchasing power that comes from these advanced manufacturing and higher technology jobs. And these are livable wages, and you don't have to go outside of the state of New York. You don't have to do that anymore. We have the business parks in all 6 counties. We have the economic development and the advancement. So it's that story that I like to tell, and that's what I'd like all the participants to get out of our Manufacturing Day this year.
That's fantastic. Everton, I'll give you the last word. What would you like to add?
Well, I just want to piggyback on what Corey is saying. It's showing the possibilities. We are taking these students to a variation of companies. Now, bear in mind, we have 15,000 manufacturers in New York State. The majority of them are small manufacturers, right? And these manufacturers are actually the backbone of our economy. And we want these students to know that when they hear the word corporation and stuff like that, to stop thinking of giant behemoth, but to think of the small guy next door and to think of the possibility that they within themselves are the future manufacturers, the future owners of corporations, and to bring them to understand that the things that you see and do and touch every day, it starts in a way from large things, coming making small things from it. And so, for example, at Worthington Steel, people go out, you see bridges, you see that sort of stuff, you see metal, but how does it come about? We go to Worthington Steel, they can see the large pieces of steel that's cut into smaller pieces, that's banded, that's rolled, and all the processing that brings it into something that's usable. They now see that, and they realize after leaving there, and going to a company like, Christech, or other companies that we visited, that those things are then converted into even smaller things to make something that they use in the high-tech industry, or even in low tech in a small machine shop that made, little widgets and stuff like that that's used, and these things go from there into airplanes, into, rocket engines, into all this sort of thing. And it's just there in front of them. And then on the other hand, in the consumer side, you look at accessory, you're seeing that these little plastic covers that's going to go on your cell phone that look pretty with patterns. You say, well, wow, all this came together from something else larger. So the takeaway is to show the possibilities to these folks so that they realize that the sky is the limit for them, and they don't have to be just engineers or accountants. They can be anything they want to be. Okay. And so it's in the old slogan, be all you can be in the Army, it's the sort of thing we're saying here, in manufacturing. You can be anything you want to be, including starting your own manufacturing company and be a accessory or other startup organizations like that. So that's kind of the takeaway for us.
That's fantastic. Everton and Corey, thank you.
Thanks, Steve.
You're very welcome, Steve. Thanks for the opportunity.